Welcome to Big 12 Media Days. Chris Klieman, bright and early, Chris. Just nice, lovely weather here. 110 in the morning.
We just went from the plane to the car, thank heavens, and then right to the front door.
Let's talk about this. You're just coming out and turning around and going back.
We are.
Kenny Lanou stayed the night.
Yeah, but Kenny's on a different stratosphere as far as entertainment and stuff than, for me to come in, and Gene, for us to come in and out of Vegas in the same day, this is as refreshed as I've ever felt in Vegas in my life.
Yeah, I feel amazingly well considering.
I don't know how Kenny's doing today.
Yeah, I think we're all in that boat. Coach, these 5 players you brought, why did you pick these 5?
Let's go with the older guys. Let's go Austin Moore and Brendan Mott, both walked on, both 6-year guys that given their heart and soul to the program, as well as had to earn their stripes. Mott probably was in his 3rd year before he got a scholarship, maybe even his 4th. And those 2 guys epitomize what K-State football is all about. The old Lake in Kansas kid in Hadley Panzer. Hadley learned from all those 4 older guys last year, and he got put into a role. He and Carver Willis got put into a role, and TP as well, of, man, you guys got to lead like those guys led. And I thought Hadley did a phenomenal job of leading Kansas kid that I was excited to have come out here and represent the western part of the state. And I was excited for Hadley. And then Marquise Siegel, a transfer kid, because we've had some really good transfers, especially at that position. I think he's one of the best safeties in the conference. He's a combination of Rush East and Josh Hayes. Those 2 guys were really good players for us. And I think he is in that line of lineage of playing on Sundays. And then Avery. Avery's, as you know, you've been around him, he's mature beyond his years. And he's the face of K-State football. And I told him when I recruited him, and he was 18 years old and going to be a true freshman, I said, are you ready to share this and be the face of K-State football with me? Because in essence, it's the head coach and it's the quarterback.
Yep.
And he was ready.
Yeah, he's, I tweeted, it's kind of rare to bring a sophomore quarterback who wasn't the returning starter. He has started a game or 2, but and then I said, but this kid's different.
He's different.
He's just different. And I'm excited for other media people to finally meet him and kind of get Avery.
Yeah. Competitive, mature, a guy that's very grounded. He's very confident in his ability, but he's not arrogant at all. And he's just very confident kid that brings the most out of everybody. And you can tell he's already kind of taken over the offensive side of the locker room. And we needed somebody to do that. We've got a lot of veteran guys on defense when you look at the guys that are out here. And then you have Dez and Stufflebean and Jace Parrish and stuff. We have so many guys, but on offense, we needed somebody, and he's really stepped up.
That's good. How's Dylan Edwards doing?
Really well. We don't get around him as much other than workouts and seeing him run around. He's really fast. I mean, really, really fast, and pretty electric when he gets the ball in his hands. And the thing that I've been impressed with is how quickly he's picking up the offense. We're not out there practicing, but they have captain's practices, and you talk to him a little bit, and he's feeling more and more comfortable. DJ's not taking many of those reps as he heals up, and DJ will be ready to go August 1st. So that's helped the Joe Jacksons and LeJames White and those guys to get those reps. But I'm excited about Dylan.
Any changes to this defense? Let it talk about some new wrinkles.
Yeah. We're going to do some different things. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. But we're going to try to emphasize some of our strengths, which honestly are our defensive line and our secondary. And when we've finally upgraded the depth at linebacker, which is something we've needed to do, but we can't have Austin Moore and Des Purnell play 75, 80 snaps a game. Even though they'd love to, we've got to find some ways to get those guys off the field. I'm excited about Austin Romaine. I think Austin Romaine has a chance to be a special, special player, but we've gotten more depth there. But our strength is really in the secondary, in numbers, and the D-line. So we'll have some different packages for sure.
Back to the offense. How's Matt Wells's fingerprints on what you're going to do?
I'm excited because we've always been able to rush the football, and we've been able to hit and miss throwing the football. And that's just the nature of what our offense was. And, people talk about, well, you're a running team. Well, when you're up 40 to 3 in the third quarter and it's blowing 30-mile-an-hour winds, let's make sure we win the game and not lose the game. But we have to be able to be more explosive and more efficient in the throw game. We have a number of wide receivers that can make some plays. We have a couple guys really in Wells and Matthew Middleton that have been in that kind of a air raid spread offense that we can be efficient as well as still running the football. And so I'm excited because it's going to look a little bit different. There's going to be some similarities for sure, but it's going to look a little bit different in the throw game this fall.
How much work's left?
A lot.
Yeah.
In the fact that here's why there's so much work left. A lot of those kids, DJ in particular, didn't practice in the spring. Dylan didn't practice in the spring. We were even down a little bit with Jace Brown in the spring, and Wells is getting indoctrinated to learning our system and stuff. And then we break for a while. We come back in June, and you really don't get the time with the guys in June. That's with True and his staff. You get a couple of meetings and stuff, but you can't have full-fledged practices. I'm going to keep pushing for this OTA model that we all want so that we can get our hands on these guys, because everybody's got 30 and 40 new guys starting in June.
It's nuts. I mean, over the last 3-4 years, the entire how you make up a team has changed.
Yep. Yeah, and that's not going to change.
No.
It's going to continue to do that, if not even be more players changing. And so I sure as heck hope that we find a way to get time with these guys in June. They have time anyway. Everybody's either in a class and it's typically online, or they have their workouts and they're not doing as much. We should take advantage of that, and maybe even I'd be in favor of eliminating spring ball. Nobody wants to get anybody hurt anyway, and then you don't have to complain to me about not having a spring game.
I never complain. I don't want one.
Good.
I don't want to show up and watch a practice.
Exactly.
How weird is this? I mean, in a 13-month period, half the conference is new.
Yeah.
Is it? And you get into conference play, you have a lot of familiarity, you kind of know.
Yep.
But now just so many different ingredients.
Yeah, it's been the longest summer for our staff. When you think of May was transfer portal recruiting, June, the whole month was high school recruiting, as well as carving out 3 days to work on UTM and Tulane, because we open with them. We got to get some legwork done on those guys. And then to say, okay, guys, let's jump into Cincinnati, Arizona State, Colorado, BYU, and let's get initial game plans on those guys done. Well, that's 8 new game plans you're doing, 7 new game plans you're doing that you can't say, well, we have our TCU from last year and our Tech from last year and our Baylor from last year. We'll just tweak those. We're starting from scratch on so many of these teams, even though BYU and Cincinnati have been in the league now 2 years. It's not like we had a big database on them because we didn't play them last year.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And you got the mountain tour this year. You got
Provo,
Boulder, and Morgantown. Any altitude issues? You haven't really faced that.
I'm sure there will be. I haven't really thought that far ahead. Drew and I are focusing on the first 3 games because they're going to be 1,000 degrees, from UTM at night on Saturday to a quick turnaround, and this an 11 a.m. game down in Tulane, what might be a little toasty down there, to turn around to have another night game on Friday where it'll be warm with Arizona. That's kind of been our focus, is acclimating the guys to a little bit more humidity and a little bit more late afternoon, evening workouts.
Okay, I'm going to make my final pitch and let you go. Opening game, it's going to be hot. 6 p.m. kick, whatever it is. Still going to be hot.
Yeah.
Wear your all whites.
Wow. Okay.
Wear your all whites. Make them wear the dark color in the heat, and break the jinx, the so-called jinx on the.
Well, you say there's a jinx.
There. I've been told there is. I'm not a big believer in jinxes, but
yeah,
the record does show something.
I would hate to even ask this. You don't wear the same underwear on games we win or anything like that?
No.
Good. That's kind of frightening to think of.
I realized a long time ago, and this is an important message for fans, my underwear choices did not impact the outcome of a game.
Okay, good.
Which seems to fly in the face of science.
Yeah, neither do mine.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Al. We're going to put, if Serby's going to watch us or listen to us, Serb, you're going to put a lot of pressure on Serb. Because I don't know if we got we got the sizes of helmets, we got the sizes of jerseys. I don't know how that all works. I've got a lot of things on my plate. Honestly, Fitz, the uniforms aren't the one.
Damn. I'm telling you, Avery is going to want them at some point.
Sure he is.
I'm going to ask him about it today.
I'm sure you will. You just love to stir the pot, don't you?
Yeah, and lavender would look nice. Coach, thanks.
That one you got to go to Gene on.
That's head coach Chris Klieman from down here or out here in Las Vegas. We're not in Dallas this year. Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thanks, Vince.